Gentlemen, this is good coffee. Good coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Listen.
If you're going to claim that a man is the father of your child, you better be sure because the courts will indict you for paternity fraud. This woman name is Laura Owens. If you don't know her, she accused a former Bachelor contestant named Clayton Eckers of being the father of her child. Not just her child, her twin children. When he didn't believe that she was pregnant and definitely didn't want any parts in her pregnancy, she decided to open a paternity lawsuit against him to prove that he is the father and to get orders that he actually participates in her pregnancy, and she asked for child support. Clayton never believed that she was pregnant, and he definitely did not think that he was the father because he said that he never actually had intercourse with her to result in having a child. Laura's story changed up multiple times, and eventually she decided to drop the lawsuit because the judge was starting to get an inclination that she was lying, and Laura was never able to actually prove that she was pregnant. She said that she had a miscarriage, and she wanted to drop the lawsuit. Clayton was like, oh no, we are not dropping this lawsuit, and decided to take it to court to prove that she was never pregnant. And I know that Clayton is happy that he did this because Laura just got indicted on
Let's go.
criminal charges for paternity fraud. Essentially, she lied to both Clayton and the courts, telling them that she was pregnant and she really wasn't.
Let's go. Let's go. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. And yes, ma'am, we see the ring. We're going to drink that coffee.
Drink the coffee. It'll
We're
make
going
you
to drink
feel
that
better.
coffee. We see it.
Now, I know some people think they can just shame men into being the father of their child, but she was not able to pull this over Clayton's eyes or the court eyes, and now she's facing criminal charges.
I mean, why?
If you
Right? Why? And that's the question, but we don't know why people do the things that they do. But Laura Owens is about to really face some accountability. How many men go through this situation and they just let it go? They let it go because they're like, oh my goodness, that was close. And this situation was probably a lot more easy to prove it because she ended up not being pregnant, if I was hearing this correctly. But the guy who sits there and the paternity test just proves that the child isn't yours, he's probably satisfied with just like, you know what? I just want nothing else to do with you. Stay out of my life. But then we have Clayton, who's not taking no for an answer. And a part of me wants to ask Miss Coffee, just what type of time, what type of punishment are we looking at here with this situation? Miss Coffee, real quick, the situation involving Laura Owens and Clayton and paternity. Now that she's been proven a liar, what type of accountability are we looking at as far as her facing charges for her crime?
Quick reality check for Laura Owens now that the paternity hoax against Clayton Echard fell apart. 1. Criminal exposure, Arizona. A Maricopa County grand jury just hit her with 7 felony counts. 1x fraudulent schemes and artifices, 1x forgery, 4x perjury, 1x tampering with evidence.
Beautiful.
People.com's TPS, www.wbrc.com. If convicted on all counts, the theoretical sentencing range could stretch well past a decade behind bars. The fraud charge alone is a Class 2 felony that can carry up to 12.5 years for a first-time offender in Arizona. Realistically, first offenders often see plea deals, probation, or a few years in prison.
Okay.
But felony records, court fees, and restitution are almost guaranteed. 2. Civil liability, defamation, malicious prosecution. Echard or anyone else she falsely named can sue for reputational damage, legal costs, and emotional distress. Reimbursement and sanctions. Judges routinely order plaintiffs who filed in bad faith to repay the other side's attorney fees and costs. A prior ruling already labeled her suit not grounded in fact. Justiceforclayton.com. 3. Financial fallout. Even if she avoids major jail time, felony convictions tank credit, limit employment options, and make housing and licensing a headache. Any court-ordered restitution, fines, or civil judgments could follow her for years. 4. Social and digital backlash.
Ooh.
Public hoaxes travel fast. Future employers, partners, and platforms may flag the story forever. That reputational bruise can hurt more than the legal sentence. Bottom line, Laura isn't just looking at internet shame. She's staring down multiple felonies, steep legal bills, and a lifetime label as the woman who faked a pregnancy for clout and cash. If a plea deal doesn't soften the blow, prison time is very much on the table.
Look at that. Wow. It doesn't happen often. It does not happen often enough. Let's read a few comments here. Of course, we're going to see what the people have to say in response to this wonderful news. Top comment says, but somehow Maria, oh, she's talking about, we need to, we need to check out the follow-up on this Maria and Brett story I covered. Do you guys remember that video I covered a while back? I'm sure some of you guys do. There've been some updates. I think I'm going to cover that one next. That one requires like a longer form video. So they're saying the Maria chick is still walking free. Brett instead went to jail. What? And had to take down his videos? No way. Insane. I'll never forgive her for making me have to take a white man's side. Okay, something that when black women say stuff like that, or even black men, to me that comes off slightly racist, right? And people, you can't stop it. All right, so here somebody said, the creator who made this video responded back and said, I saw that. I'm going to look into him going to jail next. LOL, Brett didn't make smart decisions, but I'm more on his side instead of Maria. This person says, does Brett have a bail? Why are they locking him up? This is actually crazy. I'm going to cover this. Wow. Somebody else who says, mandatory DNA tests at birth, no consent, part of the admission. I'm really effed up by this news with Brett guy, because this was just uploaded 1 day ago. And I did his video, I want to say a few weeks back, right? From what I remember, he had so much proof. That's the guy who had the whole binder of proof. Didn't make the smartest decisions at all in the beginning, but he was definitely being preyed on from what we saw. Very curious, very, very curious to know how that played out. You see, this is what people are used to, right? They're used to men being accused of things and they go to jail. It's just insane to me. Wow. So this is a video of the guy he's actually celebrating here. Let's check it out.
Justice is finally served. I am absolutely amped.
Congratulations, man.
As of I think 20 minutes ago, Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell has announced the indictment of Laura Michelle Owens on felony charges related to the paternity scheme. 1 count of fraudulent schemes, a class 2 felony, 1 count of forgery, a class 4 felony, 4 counts of perjury, a class 4 felony, and 1 count of tampering with physical evidence, a class 6 felony. This nightmare is over. I am so ready to not have to think about this anymore. I want to say thank you to Rachel Mitchell and the investigators for serving up justice. I want to thank my lawyers. They've been incredible standing by my side. This wouldn't have gotten to this point if it wasn't for Greg Woodnick and his entire incredible team. And this is just such a weight lifted off. I'm literally looking at messages coming through right now from the other guys. We are so, so thankful. And thank you all for your support. I have not been this happy. This is a weight of 2 years lifted off my shoulders. Of these guys before me, years lifted off their shoulders. It feels good.
All right. Listen, that's it. I'm curious to know what you guys think. To my currently engaged, soon to be married men, don't forget, if you need a prenup but don't know where to start, head over to fathershaverights.com. Our guide helps you and guides you so you can get ready before you hire your attorney. I appreciate you guys. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.